What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock, what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to break down some very important information about Tesla that Elon Musk, the man, the myth, the legend Elon Musk said that's really going to affect the share price. He did talk about how the short term of Tesla could be capricious and may not always be the most predictable because of this important factor. Now, before I break down what that factor is, what's going on with Tesla's share price, and what Elon Musk actually said about the short term and long terms of this stock, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Make sure you take none of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $3,000. And the best part is, any could be a free Tesla share. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 3 days. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. Tesla was up 11% for the day. We had a very awesome day for Friday, and this thing does look very bullish. It looks like it's going to continue to try to break resistance at 180 to 182.5. And if it does do that, 185, 190, and etc. are still very possible. But even though this thing does have a lot of potential to keep pushing, this does not guarantee that this trend will last forever because of something that Elon Musk said. Now, for the long term, we all, or at least the majority of us, could agree that we're bullish on Tesla. And this is part of the reason why. There was this tweet that came out, and I actually have not really seen Musk tweet too much about Tesla very recently. I am recording this like late on Friday, so I don't know if he tweeted more on Saturday, and I will get back to you guys by Sunday if anything comes up. But the bottom line is, Doge Designer basically tweeted that Elon Musk is projected to become the world's first trillionaire. All right. And that is, in my opinion, going to happen. And what does this imply? Well, the majority of Elon Musk's net worth is actually in Tesla shares. It's important to remember that, which implies that Tesla is going to soar to the moon as time goes on. Elon Musk also mentioned one of their main goals, and that is preserving and extending the light of consciousness. That's their goal of all of humanity, that all of humanity could support. Okay. And the point is, they have an amazing vision, they have so much innovation, and I'm still very bullish. But for the shorter term, there's something else you have to know. Elon Musk also mentioned, he actually said this during the Q4 earnings report, and also he said more comments about this after the report, I believe on Friday. He said that he's worried about the Fed crushing the value of the entire stock market. And I want to actually show you guys his actual points because his words could easily be misinterpreted. So Elon Musk was talking about the fact that the Fed has to continue with the rate hikes. We know that, right? But one of the stances that he took is he believes the Fed is being a little bit too aggressive, at least in his opinion. This is very similar to the stance that Kathy Wood basically took, and they both came to the conclusion that inflation might start to like tank really fast, and the Fed might have to just like really slow down much quicker than they may even expect. Now, we also mentioned the fact that deflation is also another risk, and other things about how inflation could end up affecting Tesla. Their margins could actually end up increasing because of it for the longer term. He mentioned that as well, and just many other very important things. But he also let everyone know that, look, when the Fed is raising the rates, it's a very capricious state that the economy ends up entering because we don't always know exactly how it's going to turn out. I'm saying this because when you look at the latest data that came out, like for instance, I don't think I can actually bring up the specific numbers, but my point is, when looking at the data, we're seeing PCEs actually dropping. Inflation is, as of right now, dropping. But Michael Burry did end up mentioning the fact that we could have a second round of inflation as we get closer to the summertime. That is still very possible. And to avoid something similar to what happened in the 1970s, the Fed is forced to basically keep the rates high very particular period of time that lasts quite a while. It's very important to remember that. But you also have to remember the fact that the US's GDP growth quarter over quarter was actually higher than expected, implying that the economy is still relatively strong. Then on top of that, the jobless claims numbers were also lower than expected. You don't need to know the exact numbers, by the way, but you just have to get my point. The economy is still relatively strong. This is implying, just like what Elon Musk was telling us, uh, the recession could still come, okay? It most likely will come because the Fed has almost never given us a very soft landing throughout history, right? The recession can still come, but it's probably going to happen later into 2023. That's what Elon Musk said. He didn't say specifically when. My prediction would be maybe between Q3 and Q4, maybe by the second half. And that's why it's very capricious. It's very hard to predict exactly when, the big crash that could still come would end up coming. But Elon Musk wanted to make it clear to everyone that we could enter a recession. He believes it. He believes we are going to enter a recession in 2023. And he said it's not going to be a soft landing. He thinks it's going to be kind of hard. And he said it's going to be comparable with that of 2009. And we know how bad 2009 was. He's really making it clear that there is pain to come, in his opinion. He also believes that by raising rates, the Fed could also cause the entire stock market, including Tesla, to get crushed in a way. Now, I think that his words here could be misinterpreted because he said, and I don't think this article really talks about this, I just remember this from his earnings report. He basically said that for the short term, Tesla stock could still come down. And when he talks about the short term, he's not talking about one day or a week. He thinks very far into the future. So when he says the short term, he's referring to maybe the next 1 to 7 months, for instance. Maybe the entire year. That's like the short term. For the long term, however, he said he is very confident that Tesla will become the most valuable company on the planet. He's very, very bullish long term. He also believes that each Tesla vehicle in general, each car is going to become a very, very awesome asset because they're integrating full self-driving technology into them. Even though they are testing the beta, it's becoming more efficient as time goes on. And then the value that this car truly has is going to go up because of it. Musk basically implied that because it's an AI that's becoming much more intelligent, it's going to be learning using some of the most advanced dojo computers on the planet. To me, it's incredible, incredible stuff. So Elon Musk basically made it clear for the short term guys, Tesla could still come back down. It could still get crushed. What does he mean once again when you consider the context of the FOMC meeting? Well, he's not saying that the FOMC meeting like in February is going to cause us to crash insanely hard. I know some people are kind of thinking this way. That's not what he is saying. Because once again, he's thinking about the short term as in the entirety of this year. The long term is just like a decade into the future for him. But for the short term, it's just for 2023. He's talking about the effects of the rate hikes. They're not really showing just yet. Throughout history and in the past, there's this like occurrence where the Fed they pivot, right? And when the Fed pivots, when they actually start to decrease the rates, that's when the stock market crashes. That's not because the pivot itself causes it, but it's because the effects of the rate hikes are lagging. So by the time they're getting ready to pivot, the pain is already, it's just barely like really, really starting to show. And that's why the market takes the hit. And we are going to most likely see some contraction in the economy and an earnings recession going forward. I don't think it's like as profound as of right now, unless we start to see some big tech stocks get hit. But I don't think it's going to be as bad as like maybe Q1 or Q2 of this year. That's when the real pain is going to start. And I just want to note that yes, the Fed has the FOMC meeting for February 1st. I believe it's very possible that Jerome Powell is going to be hawkish. He might say things that the market does not want to hear, and he might try to bring the market down. It's possible, right? I'm not guaranteeing it, but it is possible because the first thing is from the beginning, the Fed has been saying that they're going to raise the terminal funds rate by over 5%. They didn't say 5%. They didn't say under 5%. They said over 5%. The market thinks the Fed was like bluffing, and they think that the market is betting that, oh, inflation's going down, the Fed's not going to have to be as aggressive. That's what the market is pricing in right now. And that's why the market could get shocked by some of the things he says, because Jerome Powell is saying it's going to be above 5%, which means they could give us an extra 25 basis points higher than what the market was thinking, maybe even more. And Elon Musk was warning the Fed, it actually says it in this article, that they have to be very careful with what they're doing because this could actually cause a big, big, big crash. He's basically telling all of us this. And he also mentioned the fact that if they keep raising the rates as it approaches like 6%, that could be even worse. And he wants them to be very, very cautious when doing so. He also implied in previous tweets that the Fed is over tightening in his opinion. That's very debatable. I mean, it could be true. And if it is true, then at the end of the day, the rate hikes could still lead to lots of pain to come. So I just wanted to make that as clear as possible. Nothing is confirmed just yet. At the same time, we don't truly know if the market is bottomed or yet. Now, going back to the charts, okay, I want to make it clear that there are two things to look at. Yes, Tesla's pushing up. It could continue to push up, but Elon Musk told everyone, hey, for the remainder of this year, there's no guarantee that Tesla and the market are going to keep pushing up like this, right? We could see a big reversal again in the future. Right? I don't know the exact month, but Musk is warning us it still is very possible. It's very dependent on many factors from geopolitical issues to not to mention what's going on in Taiwan, not to mention the rate hikes, the earnings recession, the recessionary fears as well, which causes more capitulation. All those things are still existent. And Tesla still has a lot of gaps. So I'm not saying it's gonna come all the way down to these levels again. It still definitely could, it still is possible. And even Elon Musk is letting us know that. All right. So just be very careful, guys. It's a big warning that Elon Musk has. Also, SPY has a bunch of gaps. SPY has a gap at in the 370s. I think there's one or two gaps. And there's also another one in the 350s, which means it could come back down to the 350s. And if SPY comes down that low, that could actually drag down Tesla. So be very careful. I'm talking about the whole market. And another thing you have to remember is that Elon Musk also told everyone that Tesla is just going to get stronger fundamentally. He made it very clear. He said they could meet their goals for the calendar year 2023. They're going to be working on the Cybertruck, but they're not going to reach mass production until 2024 for the Cybertruck. But the point is, the fundamentals of Tesla will keep improving. The company will get stronger. But Musk said there could still be pain because of what the Fed is doing. He is implying that fundamentals are not everything to the stock market. We don't, just because a company has strong fundamentals, it does not mean it's always going to just push up. We saw Tesla get smacked, even though the stock has been getting stronger and stronger in terms of fundamentals, right? So I just want to make that as clear as possible for everyone. It's not just me saying this, it's also Elon Musk himself, because he's lived through many recessions in his life. He knows what can happen to the stocks. Even if Tesla keeps improving, they're still ready. This is why Tesla expanded their credit lines so that they have more options, and they also have tons of cash on hand. They're doing this because they're prepared just in case, right? They're basically set in a very, very strong way, and they're prepared for a potential recession and etc. I'm very, very impressed with the company. And I just want to note the short term, it could be unpredictable. Who knows what's going to happen? And the Fed, their current policies could still lead to new lows in the markets. It still is possible. Okay? You have to be prepared for this just in case. Have a backup plan. But at the same time, as Elon Musk also told us, he says, do not worry. Don't worry. The long term is still very, very bright. He does believe Tesla is going to break all-time highs. He does believe that Tesla is going to surpass Apple in its market cap. He believes it. He believes it's going to become the biggest company in the world. And he believes that their innovation is going to put them way, way, way ahead of other companies. And another fun thing he said is that a lot of Chinese companies are going to be Tesla's rivals. Their biggest rival, he believes, is going to be in China. Who knows which company he's referring to specifically, but he did mention that they work the hardest and the smartest. All right, so just wanted to put that out there. These are some of the important things that Elon Musk said. And when you consider that the market has been pumping really hard, it's awesome. I know Tesla's like squeezing right now, but always be careful because FOMC is coming and Jerome Powell might just say things the market does not like, and it could actually set off more fear going into Wednesday of the coming week. So I just want everyone to be prepared. I believe Tesla does have more room to squeeze to the upside, but the Fed could get in the way. And also for the longer term future, yes, the market is going to easily recover and etc. But for the remainder of this year, there could still be more pain to come, as Musk said. And because of the fact that the market is often, the reactions to the economy is often lagging to these Fed rate hikes, and the market will react to that later on. So, anyways, that's what I have for this video. Those are some of the most important things that Elon Musk said that will affect Tesla's share price. The long term is still very bright, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for listening. Tesla to the moon, because the long term future is still incredibly bright. I'm still very bullish long term, and peace out.